Okay, so in today's lesson, day 3, I have a lot for you to do. Okay, this will most likely take you 2 classes. Keep in mind, you guys, I only have you in the classroom this week and next week. Really, this week we're hitting it real hard. Next week you're going to have your interview, and then that'll be it. Then you're going to be after that when we come back from the beginning of the 3rd week of this class. You'll be starting your work-based learning experience, and you'll be going to your job for 2 hours every day during your block of time, either in the morning or the afternoon. So let's just hang in there, tough it out for this week. This is all very important job seeking skills that you'll be thankful that you have under your belt in the future. So today's goal is to update your resume, compose a cover letter, and fill out the job application. So this one here is watch my YouTube video about how to format a resume. And then make corrections to your resume, switch seats or share your resume with a classmate and have them make the corrections. If you're doing this at home, just have a parent or a sibling or someone at home take a look at what you have. I want to point a few things out to you regarding the resume. Let's see if I can mute the sound on this. I want you to watch this video. It's just 6 minutes long.
Okay, when creating your own resume, I just want to point out a few things to you.
First off, up here, well, you can see what I'm going through here, but the objective comes first. This is not a complete sentence. You never use complete sentences on a resume. Okay, so if you have any complete sentences right away, you got to get rid of that. So education can look just like this. Expected diploma, may whatever, related coursework that you've taken that you think will benefit you in the job that you're looking for right here. So, you know, if it's working for a veterinarian, any of your science classes will help you. Any communications courses or computer classes are probably beneficial to you. Just list some coursework that you think might help you in the work-related work experience job that you're in. Work experience. Okay, so this is a babysitter position. Okay, so name the people you babysat for. That would be the name of the business, technically. Hit tab a few times. When did you start and when did you end? And if you're presently doing it, put present. Okay, you don't have to put their full-on address, but put, you know, the city, state, and zip, and then a phone number that a potential employer could call to check on what they thought of you as an employee or as a babysitter. So then you're leaving a blank line here, and you're going to put in your job title for this person. And then right here, resolve conflicts. And actually these, instead of this being past tense, since it's in the present, it could be resolve conflicts, cook meals, care for 3 to 4-year-old children. Bulleted lists, these are verbs. And if it's to present, it should be present tense. If it was something that happened in the past, like down here, this only happened in the summer of 2015 at Bellevue High School. Again, was the employer, a contact phone number. The title, job title was volunteer. Helped elementary students learn basketball. Worked as a team to accomplish goals were some of the things that you did. You could even put volunteer at basketball camp or something like that. But notice the consistencies here between the 2 work experiences. That's what's important. The name of the business is in bold. That comes first. Then you have the city, state, and zip for both. Then you have the contact phone number for both. And then you have a blank line. And then you have the job title in italics. And then immediately below that, you have, you've used phrases that begin with the verb, consistently in present or past tense, and they're bulleted, just like this. That's important. Okay, it makes it easy to read. It's spaced out nicely. You hit tab to get to here. Over here, hit tab just as many times, so these line up. Mine look like I should have probably hit tab one more time there. Also, these work experiences should be in what's called reverse chronological order. which means the most recent one comes first. So since this one began in the fall of 2015, but you're still doing it, that one comes first. This one happened in summer of 2015, but you're no longer doing it. It was just during that summer, so that's why it's in that order, reverse chronological order. Then we have the community service. If you guys have done anything for Silver Cord or for FBLA, this would be something you could list here. Or maybe you don't have community service. Maybe instead of saying community service, maybe you just say activities. Okay? And then you could list Future Business Leaders of America. Do not use acronyms. Spell everything out. Silver Cord, you don't have to explain what it is or what you all did, but if you want to, you could put the number of hours there possibly. And again, this should be in reverse chronological order also. So if you're in sports, you should list that. Football, 2015 to present. Basketball, 2015 to present. And again, I would change this. Instead of community service, that's not really that great to put there. I would do activities. But notice how these are all formatted the same. It's the same font. They're all in bold, and they have a colon at the end. Consistency is the key, okay? Skills. You guys all have to take CPR and first aid, so list that. If you've taken any computer classes, you can list those for skills. Or if you've done any of Mr. Marshall's classes, those are important too. You can list welding. If you've done any welding, like I've done no welding, so I have no welding experience. But if you've done anything for him out there, that would be a skill, okay? So you can list those, and if you get too many, instead of having a really long list, just after this first one here, hit tab a couple times, and then type one, hit tab a couple times, and type one. You know, you can put these in like columns, kind of. And for references, I have furnished upon request. I'm not certain what else I have you. Oh, I think I show you how to insert another section. I'll hit play here. If you have, the important thing with a resume is you want to be sure to fill the page if possible, but you don't want it to be crammed together, and it for sure should not go on to 2 pages. Okay, so this right here is actually a decent amount. There is a little bit of space here compared to up at the top, but that's okay. It fills majority of the page, and it's not crammed together. It's spaced out nicely. So if you are going to put references, oh, there I am changing activities too. So you can see how I'm doing that. Anyway, I would, for references, I'm sorry, for the references section, you should include 3. Don't include 1 or 2. If you're going to include any, include 3. Okay, and to do that, I would type the person's name, comma, their job title in the respect to what, how you know them, teacher, coach, youth group leader, neighbor, okay, and then their name, their job title, and then a phone number that they can be reached at for a person to call them. That's really all you have to put for a reference, okay? So you could have the first reference instead of furnished upon request. It can be all that there. Then below that, you know, hit enter and then hit tab and so on. I wonder if I show you how to do that in here. Nope, I have it. That's where I stopped. So up here too, by the way, I didn't talk a lot about the objective, but this should start with a verb, and then it should just be a short phrase, okay? Again, no complete sentences. So maybe you would put the objective to gain working knowledge in the field of veterinary science in order to better prepare myself for my future career in whatever, okay? Maybe something like that. So those are some tips for the resume. You can just watch this video if you want, or You can actually go watch this one that I have in the classroom too, okay? But then make corrections to yours following those suggestions. Print off your final version and your resume and give it to me. I want a hard copy of it, okay? You can also email me a copy if you're doing this from home. That'll work out also, and then I can just print it. That's fine. Okay, so after you get your resume all fixed, okay, and by watching the video up to this point, like with this one now, you should stop and go do your resume if that's what you're doing, okay? And then come back and pick up with this. But your resume, what I just said, you all have one typed up. Make those corrections. That should take you about a half hour, okay? Then number 4, open the copy of Chicago cover letter template. Replace the template with your information. Use the professional cover letter examples for job seekers link as a resource. There are examples of what to write, how to type each paragraph for each paragraph. The letter should be 3 to 4 paragraphs long, with the paragraphs 2 to 5 sentences each. Not long. Okay, so let's open these and see what's going on here. We've got the copy of the Chicago letter. We're supposed to open this one, the professional cover letter. Okay, and so then this is the one I need to change my information for. So this is in red or burgundy, whatever. I would change the color to black and then type your name, okay? Replace this with your street address. Bellevue, Iowa, they spell it out. Zip code, you don't have to put United States, you can delete that. Your phone number with the first 3 digits in parentheses. And then I would use your personal email as long as it's suitable, you know, like my personal email is tracyweber34@gmail.com. If it's something funny like blondes 4, I don't even know. I don't even know. But then don't use that. Maybe go make an email right now that's suitable, like more professional, personal one, okay? Put today's date, and they didn't spell out October. I would spell out the name. This is going to be the name of the person, your contact person, at the business you're going to. This is going to be the address of the place that you're going to for your work experience, city, state, and zip of the place you're going to. And you can delete this. You don't have to have their phone number or their email address. Forget that. You can delete that. But then here it would be, okay, so like if the hiring manager's name is Sue Smith, you could say, Dear Ms. Smith, okay? If they have a name like Pat Smith and you're unsure if that's a male or a female, then you would say, Dear Pat Smith, okay? With a colon at the end, just like that. And then right here, the first paragraph should contain a self-introduction. You should write who you are, where your expertise lies, where you found the job posting, and why you want to apply for the job. So what's an example of that? Well, click that other link, okay? And right here, I was excited to see your job listing for the whatever. You can read that as an example. Come down here. Right here is a professional cover letter. Right here, you can use this too. That's an example. Here's another example of what to put for the first paragraph. What I would put is hello as the introduction. I am Tracy Weber, a student in the Bellevue High School work-based learning program. You should write about who you are. We did that. Where your expertise lies. please consider me for a position at the name of the business, maybe like, I don't even know, vendors. In order to fulfill my work-based learning experience, or something like that. That's not worded very well. Hello, please consider me for a position at vendors in order to fulfill my work-based learning experience. My teacher, Mrs. Tracy Weber, arranged this for me. Something like that. Okay, then the second paragraph should respond directly to the job description written by the hiring manager. Describe how your previous work experiences, skills, and abilities will allow you to meet the company's needs. To make that easier, you can and should literally include words and phrases from the job description in your cover letter. Okay, so right here, you're going to say, well, we know this is a work-based experience program. You've done some research with the company. By now, you should know maybe what sort of position you'll be filling, but you can say, as you can see from my enclosed resume, I have been a part of team activities for several years. I can use these skills from these experiences in my work. Well, I could do this for several years. This will enable me to work with others at whatever the place of business is. Through my involvement with whatever, FBLA, FFA, any kind of other church-related organizations, I learned the importance of getting along with others and cooperating to achieve a common goal. Here are some other examples of activities that will help me in this work-based learning experience. Okay, right there. And then make a bullet of 3. Okay, 3 things that you've done. Okay, and right here, do some extra research about the company and try to find out what they're doing. Explain how you can fit into the scheme. So think about what you read about on their website and from doing the company research, and then explain what you can do to meet those needs. If you couldn't find that in their website, or you don't know what it is, just delete that. Okay, 1 blank space here, 1 blank space here, just like this. And then the final paragraph is the call to action portion of your cover letter. Inform them that you'd love to get an interview. Give them contact information. Tell them that you'll be in contact with them in a week if you don't hear back. Thank them for... Okay, so here's what I would say. I am looking forward to discussing my qualifications with you in more detail in an interview. Please contact me at, and then put your phone number, or at, and then put your email, at, at your earliest convenience. I am looking forward to hearing from you. Okay. Actually, let's change this up here. I would like to discuss my qualifications with you in more detail in an interview. This is telling them exactly what you want, okay? There should just be one blank line there, sincerely, and then you hit enter a few times, type your first and last name here, and then when you print it, you actually sign your name in blue or black ink here. And then again, this should take up most of the page. This space here should be about equal to the space down here. So you can see the space is a little bit bigger, so you could actually come up here and hit enter a couple times to sort of even that out. Okay, but this is really as long as it needs to be. So there's that. Go ahead and print a copy, and make sure that you share it with me and turn it into this assignment. And again, don't forget, you've got this. You know, I've attached my resume with details. Please do not hesitate to whatever. And, you know, these are all examples of what you could put in each one. So I'm going to get out of that. And then that needs to be done. And then actually read your letter, make corrections, have a classmate help you, print it and turn it in. Maybe if you're at home, have someone help you with it. And then you can submit this to me either through Classroom, or you can submit it through an email attachment. And finally, the last thing here, I know this is getting kind of long, get your job application or use the one attached. Print a couple copies, experiment on one, use ink to complete the final version. Be sure to be neat and accurate and turn in your final version. So if you don't know whether or not your business has a job application form or not, then contact me, but by now you should know that. So if you don't have one, then we're just going to I'm going to have you fill this out. And you're going to print, like this one's 2 pages. So if you're able to print it back to back, that's great. If not, it's not a big deal, but print more than one copy. And then the first version, use pencil and go through and write everything in. It might seem simple here at the top, especially, but always do the first version as a temporary one in pencil, okay? The position you're applying for, if you know the title, put it, but just otherwise you can put work-based learning position, available start date. That would be the beginning of the 3rd week of this semester. So not this week, not next week, but the following week. Desired pay, you could put NA for not applicable at this point. I don't know if whose is being paid and whose isn't being paid, but you don't want to leave anything blank on the job application form. So if you put N, capital A, that means not applicable, okay? Employment desired, you could probably put seasonal or temporary. Education, you're going to put just Bellevue High School, Bellevue, Iowa. You could put since 2000, whatever your freshman year was. Degree received, diploma, major. And you could put, you know, we don't major anything in high school, but if you took every one of Mr. Marshall's classes, because that's right in your wheelhouse, you can put industrial technology. If you've taken every business class, you can put business or art or whatever, science, okay? And then that's all you put for the education section. Reference, now here they have a place for 1, 2, 3, 4. So I talked about this earlier on the resume. So like, let's say maybe you're going to use me. You can put Tracy Weber, teacher, Bellevue High School, and then put my phone number. That's all that you have to put, okay? Now, the thing I didn't mention earlier about references is you do not want to use your friends that are your own age. Um, you don't want to use your family. Okay, you've got to give people that have an objective opinion of you. Okay, teachers, coaches, youth group leaders, people like that are make good references. Okay, or past employers, or maybe not the actual supervisor or the boss at your last place that you worked, but maybe it's a coworker who was maybe above you for or did training with you or something like that. So go ahead and fill that in. If you can do 4, that'd be great, but try to do at least 3. And then here's your employment history, and you can go ahead and use your resume for this. Again, you want to go reverse chronological order, so use the one that you were most recently employed with. And you can estimate. So you can put Jim Smith residence, you were the babysitter, summer of 2015. The work phone would be their phone number, Jim Smith's, whoever it was you were babysitting for. Starting pay rate, and you could just estimate what you were making, $8 an hour. Ending pay rate, $8 an hour. And then their street address, city, state, and zip. Okay, and then if that you only have one, you only have one. If you don't have any, right here, just put NA. Okay, and then move on. And then here's your signature. So then you're gonna, this is actually printed out. You are actually writing on this. So print your name, date it, and then actually sign it. Okay, and then once you have the first one done, then go ahead and grab a blue or black ink pen, and then copy down what you wrote for this onto your final version. And it says, yep, turn in your final version, and then that's it for this. So this is day 3, but day 3 might take longer than one class. Most likely it'll take 2 classes to get all of this done.